Hey guys, I'm IzDaisho here, bringing you some more Hearthstone. And man, I've been playing Constructed all day and I am just not enjoying myself. It is so hard to win those games. And I don't know, I think the thing that I like the least about it is the polarization between the matchups. So if I'm playing, for instance, Hunter Aggro and I get paired up against Warrior Control, it's such a difficult matchup that, I mean, I can maybe win like 1 in 5 or something like that. And those kind of things are so common in, this is actually a very good hand. Those kind of things are so common in Constructed, whereas in Limited, in the arena, you just never get a matchup that's so terrible for you that you were never going to win the game. So, I don't know, that's just one thing that I really dislike about it. In Magic, they simplify it a lot by giving you a sideboard and best of 3 matches, because then you can actually build your sideboard. Oops, I meant to play this. Whatever, it's fine. It's still a reasonable play to not drop the Direwolf Alpha here. You can just ping it in the next turn, ping it again. But I was thinking about what I was talking about, not actually the game. But yeah, in Magic you can make a sideboard which will help shore up your weaknesses in the matchup, but in this game you can't do anything even remotely close to that. So that's annoying, but you know, it is part of this game that we have learned to love, so we accept it. Looks like I might actually take 5 from a Tauren Warrior next turn with the Stormforged Axe, depending on what he does here. If he doesn't kill my token, then I can always Direwolf Alpha and just send the token and probably just a token and the 0-2 at it. Okay, he's got a raid leader. So if I can play a Direwolf Alpha and the Stormforged Axe this turn, that could be pretty nice. Alright, he's just going to take that thing out. Interesting play. Lightning Bolt is an amazing draw. Just Lightning Bolt that, and let the beatdowns commence. This is definitely a good spot for me to be in. It's not a commanding lead, but I mean, I'm starting to get some value out of these Stormforged Axes. I have good Direwolf Alpha targets. I am Overload 2 next turn, which is not great, but yeah, that Lightning Bolt was a very good draw. It enabled me to take care of the guy pretty easily, but I don't understand this play at all, not in the slightest. But I can accept it and be happy about it, because I can just easily take that guy out without even having to worry about anything, and then just use this Direwolf Alpha to the best of his ability. It's unfortunately not as good as Flametongue Totem would be in this spot, but it's still really good. The one thing that I do have to worry about is not taking too much damage with these axes, because I don't want to get in a position where an opponent can just drop a couple of fireballs or a pyroblast and stuff like that and just kill me. And when you're playing against Jaina, that's always a concern. Alright, so he's going to drop a Gurbashi Berserker here, and might be a decent hex target, but yeah, I think I'm just going to burn a hex on it. And then, no, I'm not going to do that. No real reason. But yeah, the reason why I don't particularly want to, or why I would be okay using a hex in this spot is just, oh yeah, I forgot that I have healing. Oh, I just drew the healing tome. That was awesome. The reason why I'm okay with hexing there is because I have a backup hex. So if my opponent really plays something that I have to deal with, then that's fine. I can still deal with it. And this gives me insane card advantage right now. So it's not that bad. Alright, is he just going to ping one of my creatures? That's fine. He should ping this one, because then it'll die next turn before it gets healed. But that's okay. I don't mind him pinging off that one either. That's okay with me. And right now, I think, unless I can kill him, I don't think I can. I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 damage. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna draw a card. Nah, I'm gonna drop a Fang Creeper so that I can play a little bit around Flame Strike here. And then go ahead and hit here and here, and then continue, make a totem, Man, if you could control where you put the totems, that would be a lot more powerful of an ability than it is right now. I mean, it's still pretty good, and it's one of the better one of the better hero abilities, but man, that would be a tough one to beat if you could just choose where you can put them. It's so much more helpful for Flame Tongue Totem and Direwolf Alpha and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't really see any way that my opponent can come back from this situation. He is way far behind. He's got to have like a Arcane Explosion right here, and I mean, then it's a reasonable chance that he could have a lot of really good cards. But I mean, yeah, he's not gonna be able to come back from this, and it looks like he is basically just dead, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's dead. I'm pretty sure he's dead on board. But if not, no, he's not. Yeah, I still have this Lightning Bolt. And a Stormforge Axe. And I could have done one more with the Shattered Sun Cleric as well. So yeah, that was not really a concerning game. Once I drew that first Lightning Bolt, everything kind of fell into place, and it was not really something I had to worry about. But I just need to take a quick look at this deck. I think I haven't played it since yesterday, but yeah, alright, so I've got a couple of Fire Elementals, so not too much of a top end, so I want to be really aggressive. I have a Shattered Sun, double Dark Iron, a couple of 2-drops, probably about enough, 1 Flame Tongue, 1 Direwolf, Wind Fury, which is pretty garbage in this deck, 3 Stormforge Axe, and 2 Lightning Bolts. So yeah, those axes are going to be really good for me. I think that there was a game where I just couldn't draw a 2-drop, and like I didn't do anything until turn 3 against a really aggressive draw, and that's why I lost that game. That was annoying, but I mean, I guess that's something that does happen in Limited that I was complaining about in Constructed, but that was really just because I got bad luck as opposed to me not ever being able to win the matchup. Or it's not that I can't ever win the matchups in Constructed, it's just that the chances that I do win are so low in a lot of the situations that it makes it really silly. But looks like I'm going to keep the Overload spells just because of raw power level, really, which is not necessarily a great reason to. But I guess, to be honest, there's good reason for me to mulligan a Stormforge Axe because I don't really want 2 in my opening hand, and I have 3 of them in the deck, so there's a pretty good chance. But I'm pretty happy to get 1 of them, so this kind of situation does make me pretty happy. I can coin out a Stormforged Axe, and then instead of doing nothing on turn 1, I'm just going to do nothing on turn 2, but that's okay because my turn 1 play ended up being pretty good for a turn 2 play, and I immediately get to eat his 1/2, so just gained some incredible value right off the bat. And this way I'll be set up for a turn 3. I can either play an Imp Master or a Feral Spirit, either is going to be fine. I'm trying to decide if I actually just want to eat that here. I think I probably do, because I have another one in hand. So as long as he's just using his early game to create 1/1s, and I'm pretty fine just eating them. And on turn 3, I don't think I'm going to drop a Feral Spirit. I have a couple of Dark Iron Dwarfs, which I want to do on turn 4. So I think that it'll be a little bit more advantageous for me to just drop this Imp Master, get some fodder out that I can start hitting with my Dark Iron Dwarves. And yeah, this is looking pretty good so far. So yeah, I basically made it so that this card, alright, so let's see, it used 3 of my mana and the coin, so it used 4 of my mana and it took down 5 of his and 1 for 1, so it wasn't really the greatest axe ever, but it did do its job. It gave me board control when I'm on the draw, which is sometimes really hard to get, and a lot of times you're just playing from behind. But now my opponent's going to make a play, and then I'm just going to be able to play a Dark Iron Dwarf, or maybe he's not going to make a play, I don't know. Looks like not. Alright, so still don't really want a Feral Spirits here. So I think I'm just going to drop this and first attack because I have a feeling it'll be a... Oh, it's not going to be a Noble Sacrifice here. So is it like... it's got to be the one that whenever I play a minion, it'll reduce its health to 1, right? Because there should be 4. I can think of 3. Oh, an Eye for an Eye, which it's not. So yeah, it's got to be whenever the next minion I play is gonna have its health reduced to 1, which is okay. I mean, it'll make it a little bit worse against Consecration, but that's okay. Wow. Okay. Sure. You can play a Frostwolf Gun here. I don't mind. I guess there's no real motivation here to play a Dark Iron Dwarf. just makes it really weak to Consecration. There's no real reason for that. There we go, River Crocolisk. And I will trade off one of these guys here. Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're doing, brah. It's fine. Man, I mean, just having basically a permanent 2 damage weapon like Valera is pretty sweet. And here I got the Healing Totem again, which is nice. Healing Totem plus Imp Master is such a good combo. Usually you expect this thing to run out, maybe hit something along the way so it doesn't actually make the full 5 totems or tokens. But yeah, alright, so you got yourself nice little Fen Creeper. Alright, so first I'm going to just charge here. Okay, I am just guessing wrong on all of these. Okay, sure. Yeah, alright, so that wasn't so bad. I mean, he used 2 cards, and I lost a couple of imps, half of a Dark Iron Dwarf, and a River Crocolisk that already took away a card. So, I mean, if you look at the hand size, he's got 5, I've got 5, except I've got this massive board of, I guess it's really only 2 cards plus a bunch of totems. Yeah, and he's got a Consecration, but it's really nothing that I have to worry too much about because of the spot that I put myself in. So he's going to drop a little 1/1, and still not a really big deal. Alright, so I think I will finally, though, play this Feral Spirit that's been chilling in my grip for a while. And also a Dark Iron Dwarf. Just let the damage start flowing here. I alternatively could have, like, Dark Iron Dwarfed my Dark Iron Dwarf and given it Wind Fury, hit for 12, but I just don't really see the reason to. I'd rather use Wind Fury to kill 2 creatures, that way it 2 for 2s. And Blessing of Kings. That sounds like a pretty good target to Hex here, and this is why I'm very happy about saving Hex. Looks like my opponent's kind of a new player. I mean, it looked like he was trying to attack the Imp for a while, but I don't know, whatever. Does not matter. Is my opponent dead if I cast Wind Fury here? So I've got 8, 12, yeah. Looks like it. Alright, well played. Still managed to do 18 damage that turn, even after he played a massive taunt. So that just shows you the power of some of the removal in this deck, and what it can really do when put in the right situation. I think that game was really won by the fact that my opponent was kind of inexperienced and he was playing some really bad cards like Goldshire Footman and Frostwolf Grunt, and he just dropped that pint-sized summoner out there to just die. And he might not have had good options, but he definitely did not take a route which would have led him to victory at some point, as long as I played it reasonably well. And I mean, I didn't play it perfectly for sure, but I think I played it okay. Alright, game against Anduin. So Imp Master might be really bad here, but oh man, Flametongue Totem is such a powerhouse in this match, or in this deck, that I think I might just want to keep it, especially with Imp Master. I don't know, it could be a mistake. I should probably try and find more 3s, although, there we go, I did get the Feral Spirit, which is really nice, because what I can do here is I can do nothing on turn 1, coin out the Imp Master on turn 2, play the Feral Spirit on turn 3, and then still have Flametongue Totem for turn 4. So, I'm very happy, even after I'm overloaded too. But, yeah, so it's definitely looking like a good spot. Obviously, that might not happen depending on what he does. If he plays like a Norshire Cleric or something like that here, then obviously I can't just drop the Imp Master. I'm going to have to Lightning Bolt it, but I mean, that's a preliminary plan, and we'll see where it goes from there. If I am forced to Lightning Bolt this turn instead of coin out an Imp Master, I'm not sure what my play will be. Maybe I just coin out the Feral Spirit here. That could be a play. Next turn I still have the Lightning Bolt, and then turn 3 I still have the turn 4 I still have the Imp Master. so long as I do lightning bolt something here. And just getting the full 2-for-1 out of this is pretty nice. So he thinks that he's just going to be able to eat my guy, but I planned for this, so yeah, boom. Lightning bolt it is. It really feels nice when you make a play and then you think of counterplays to it, and then you address those counterplays and make sure you have them covered before you end up completing the play. I don't know, it's just something about strategy games that I really enjoy, and it appeals to me. So what I'm going to do here, I think I'm going to think about this for just one more second. But yeah, so I want to worry about this Flame Tongue Totem, and ideally I want it to be on the left of a totem and on the right of creatures, but obviously I can't do that because I don't have any totems out right now, and the totems are always going to appear to the right. But I think I would rather buff my Imp Master's Imps. Okay, so I'd rather put my Imp Master's Imps than the Imp Master itself. So I want to play it on this side because I want to play the Flame Tongue Totem as close to the right as possible so it can be buffing my totems. So when a totem dies, then the next one to the right of it will get the power. So I think that it makes sense to play the Imp Master on the left here. And as I'm playing these like weak little things, because I'm still really far behind on mana, my opponent gives me a little bit of a wake-up call and is like, nah bro, I'm gonna play a tiger. But that's okay. Couple of options. I could play a Fen Creeper, or I could just Flame Tongue Totem. I think I want a Flame Tongue Totem here. Could be a little bit of a risky play, but I think it'll end up working out pretty nicely. I get to hit him for a bunch here, and then his Tiger will die to either my Stormforged Axe or a 1/1 that is just laying around. It's a little weak to a play if he's got like a Shadow Word Bane. It's fine against Shadow Word Bane. It's better than Fen Creepers against Shadow Word Bane, which is one of the main reasons why I didn't take this route. I could have just played Fen Creeper, hid behind it, and then played a weapon next turn to hit it and kill it if he didn't heal or whatever. But alright, so Holy Nova is going to be very good here, obviously. I knew that that should have been a concern, but didn't mention it. Alright, still have reasonable plays. I think I just want to kill this. And then just, yeah, I think Chillwind Yeti and a totem here. So I've mentioned this in a couple other videos, but I'd like to reiterate my points to make sure that everybody gets it. If you were tuning out for a little bit, if you just missed the video, then maybe this will help. And if I just beat it into submission, then maybe you guys will understand. But yeah, I mean, I could have played a 2-drop this turn, and it's not just because I want to play around Holy Nova, which is not really a concern of mine. He just played one, and it would only be a 2-for-1 at this point, so it wouldn't be that good. But I want to I want to save the cards in my hand because I want to be able to totem as much as possible. So in this kind of situation, the more totems that I can play, the more value I actually just get, because so for instance, if I didn't totem last turn, then I would have one of these cards on the battlefield, but I would have one less totem overall. So if I totem every turn for the rest of the game, then I'm going to have more totems overall and gain more value than if I didn't, so long as I play all the cards in my hand. And I think that this game is going to go on sufficiently long that I will end up playing most of the cards, if not all of them, that are in my hand right now. Right now, though, I think that I want to drop a Gnomish Inventor and yeah, and a Stormforged Axe. So I didn't totem this turn, but that's mainly because the mana didn't really work out well. 7 mana was a little bit awkward. I guess I could have just played the Fen Creeper instead of this, which would have been a reasonable play. But yeah, right, he's got himself a Stampeding Kodo here, which is nice for him. Okay, I can take care of it though. Oh, well, I can't take care of 2 things here. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And now I'm a little bit more worried about something like Holy Nova, because if I do just drop him Murloc Tidehunter, then he'll just be able to massacre my whole board. And even though he's already played one, it's still a reasonable card to have two of, because it's a pretty powerful card, so they'll usually take it every time they see it. I mean, there are some cards that are better than it, but still, you definitely want to make sure that you have answers to it. Alright, so he's got a Ventrico, which is a pretty good thing to hex. I mean, you generally want to save your removal as long as possible, but I think that now is sort of a situation where I can afford to burn a hex, just because his card is so powerful. And I still want to be toteming as much as possible. And I'll drop that also. So now, I mean, now he's got a pretty nice board to Holy Nova. It looks like he's going to be able to kill 4 of my creatures. It's really only 2 cards and a minion and a hero ability though. So if he does have a Holy Nova, then I might be able to draw it out here, which should be pretty nice. Just healing up, man. He's been using his hero ability to the maximum as well. And if he does have something, then he decided that this is not the time to use it. So I'm just going to be very conservative here and play something enough that it's going to be threatening, that if he's got to answer it in some way possible, and if he does play a big threat, then I can deal with it, but not too much that if he does have a sweeper of sorts, then my board will be completely decimated and I won't have any cards in hand. But I mean, having the Fen Creeper is nice, because if he does play something big, then it gives me an extra turn to draw out of it. Kodo just gives me the opportunity to deal with like an annoying card like Gurbashi Berserker, which, I mean, I have reasonable ways to deal with it at this point, but it wouldn't be wonderful. So he's going to go with a Dalaran Mage into a Holy Nova. And just because of the way I've played this game, that's really not so bad for me. It's obviously not ideal, but I mean, I still have the Kodo to take care of it. Or I could just play a Sea Giant and trade. Now that seems bad. If he's got... I don't really want to play the Sea Giant if I don't have to be honest. Alright, so we're going to go with a Kodo into a Loot Hoarder, and... Oh, I probably didn't want to attack there. I don't know why I did. It was kind of just out of habit. A little bit awkward, because the damage is a lot better for his creatures, especially when I'm playing against Anduin. Either way, Mass Dispel. Alright, so he just wanted to cycle a card. He did get some value out of it here, which is nice, but... Alright, this is a very sweet board for me to just trade my minions into. It looks like I do want to just drop this Sea Giant here, even though it could be a little bit awkward if my opponent actually has a mind control. But it just ends the game so quickly if he doesn't have one that I think it's a risk that I have to take. Wow, it is loud. Some people just opened the door to my apartment, who I don't think we knew. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this. It's not been the longest of videos, but 3 quick wins. Really, really nice to win some after I've been getting destroyed and constructed all day. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and tune in for the next one. Have a wonderful day. Bye.